Hi, welcome. So today I have an idea in mind for a home decor flip. Do any of you have those items in your home that you just continue to change season after season after season? For me, it's these candlesticks. I've had them for a very long time, and to be honest, I can't even remember what color they were when I first bought them because I've painted them so many times. They're currently chalk painted white and distressed, but going into the fall season, we have those beautiful deep tones of wood, and I'm hoping that I can do an antique wax paint job on these that will cause them to look like wood. If that doesn't turn out, I know I can sand them down to the natural wood and stain them, but I'd like to try this technique first to see how they turn out. So with that, if you would like to watch, absolutely, we'll get started. If you want to comment down below on your favorite item in your home to keep changing over and over and over, I'd love to hear what kinds of things that you love to flip within your home. So I'm using the Waverly Antique Wax, and I have heard that they aren't carrying this anymore at Walmart. I haven't been to check my local Walmart to see, but tell me if you know for sure. I think it would be a tragedy if they quit carrying this because I use it all the time. As you can tell, my bottle's a little grungy at this point. So what I'm gonna do, I have a chippy brush. It's already base painted white, so I'm just gonna paint over this and then smear it with a baby wipe while the paint is still a little bit wet. So I've painted about half at this point in time. I like the way it's turning out. It's pretty cool. It's got the white undertones. You can still see some of the distressing that was previously there, which I think is pretty cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this half dry. I'm gonna work on the other one. Then hopefully by that point, they'll be ready that I can flip it over and paint the other two halves. Right, so here's the first one. It's just a few areas that I'm going to touch up just a little bit. And then once it's dry, I'll probably go back and just do a really light dry brush in some of the areas just to kind of add a little more variation of light and dark. But I think these have turned out really beautiful. I almost wasn't expecting them to look quite this good with that technique, but I am really liking it so far. So I'll set that one aside to dry for a little bit. I definitely think it helped that it had the distressing previously because you can see where that distressing was, and that's really coming through, which I think is really, really beautiful. So I'll flip this one over and finish up the base of this one. I purchased these so long ago, I don't remember where it was. Apparently at the time they were a clearance item for $17.99 for the larger one, and $14.99 for the smaller one. But it's been a long time that I've had these, and I can't for the life of me remember where they came from. It could have been World Market, possibly. I just can't remember. But they've definitely been a staple in my decor for a very long time. All right, well, these have mostly dried. I've done a little bit of dry brushing of the antique wax in a couple of places where they either needed touch-ups or I just wanted a little variation of the light and dark. I think these have turned out just beautiful, and I hope that you all agree. So I have one other project that I wanted to work on today. Kind of along these lines, I've got a vase that I've been working on. I got it all sanded down. It was black originally with kind of a thick resin black paint on it. And I knew it was bamboo, but I was hoping once I sanded it down that it would look really good in the natural color. I'm not convinced because it's got a lot of striping on it. I've been jokingly calling it all week the tiger vase because it's very striped. So I also wanted to paint that out with the antique wax, especially now that I've seen how gorgeous these candlesticks are with the distressing. So I'm hoping that the vase kind of does the same thing, where it's got that variation of kind of the wood tone and the dark tone blending together. So here's the tiger vase. And this black is not the paint. It's either the natural bamboo or the way they cut it or the way they put it together. I'm not quite sure. But we're gonna antique wax this, especially since we've got it out and ready to go. It will tie in really well with these candlesticks, and we can see how this turns out. And I guess if I don't love it, the great thing about it is I can just sand it down again and start again. So I think that's what I've learned from doing a lot of these projects. If they just don't turn out the way I anticipated, just pull them apart and start again. All right, got my baby wipe. We're gonna wipe off this wax and see how it turns out underneath. I'm trying to use a fairly light hand when I do this. I may need to go back and touch it up a bit. Just didn't accept the color as much as I thought it might. I'm just gonna do a really, really light dry brush on it. Kind of take that wax that's still there and smooth it around a little bit. I don't know if everyone else does it this way, but it seems to work really well for me if I'm doing anything that's got a contour, and I use an angle brush for the top half this direction and the bottom half this direction. Is that just something strange I do? I'm not sure. All right, so there's that. I'm gonna let it dry and then we'll see if there's more touch-ups that need to be done. In the meantime, just one last look at these candlesticks. Just kind of hitting the highlights. Where that I've got kind of some weird smudges. But I'm just really pleased with how these turned out. When we come back after everything's dry, I'll show you how I style these in my home. Here I have the candlesticks styled with this beautiful mango wood bowl. I refinished this a few months ago and that inspired the project that I showed you today. I have this sitting on top of just a stack of books and next to a vase with some eucalyptus stems. One of these books you'll see, The Art of the Muscle Car, is inspired by my husband and his channel, Geek and Son. As you know, he's in the process of restoring a 1969 Dodge Charger, and this is a collaborative channel with my husband's channel. Go ahead and check it out if you're interested, or encourage your loved ones who love all things muscle and greasy to check out his channel as well. I'll leave you today with the image of these gorgeous hydrangeas that I've styled in the vase on my entry table. I hope that today's video has inspired you to reimagine the decor in your home and love it again based on the changing seasons or your changing style. Thank you for watching. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel and that you will give me a thumbs up to help me out. Have an amazing day.
What you doing?
I'm sanding this vase. It's made out of bamboo.
Why don't you wear protection?